So what are we looking at down here?
Well, this is your 2 litre. Best place for it in a shopping trolley, because it's a lot of power. This is going to be Ash's next drag car. Do you think you can steer this down the straight? Especially with the valve that's hanging out of the valve seat. You can see it there. It's called valve recession. A bit like your hairline, Ash.
Nice.
So here's your pistones. Piston broke. That's the worst one. That's the one that's been consuming the oil, as you can see. And you'll see some marks on the flywheel here. You can tell that Ash has had a very heavy foot on the clutch.
It's all the power.
It's all the power. And this is probably the other interesting item, is we've got a loose cam gear, which is a pretty typical arrangement on a 2 litre. So that would have been, yeah, rattle, rattle. Rattle, rattle. That's the sound of your pocket with all the money that's going out of it. This is Ash's new motor. Stock as a rock, 2 litre, fuel injected, with some new AMC heads with modified valve seats. It has a new European Motorworks camshaft standard grind for this engine. And then we have his gearbox, which is also out, which had a 3rd gear crash problem. So we've actually put another 3rd gear in that gearbox. So this is 3rd gear. This is the synchro mesh that slows it down when you change gears. And what's happened here, the gap has disappeared. And so what happens, the gear doesn't stop. This is a brake band, stops the gear from spinning, so you can select it into the next gear. So the hub and slider does that. So what's going on here, you can see the wear marks. So this has probably been like that for a long time. And she's pretty black. So it has a new synchro ring and a good, honest, used, would you buy a 3rd gear from this man, 3rd gear. This is going to be called a T2.5 because there's more T3 parts going into it than T2 bits. But we're just organising, I've got to give you some pressure hose for that, Hoey. That one isn't.
It's still suction.
Hey, sorry?
Suction side here.
Oh, is it? Oh, good. Sorry.
Alright, as you were.
As you were. At ease, gentlemen.
So it's T3 fuel filter, yeah?
And fuel bracket. So it sits in the car because the standard model ones for these are just too hard to get hold of. So it's a much bigger filter, and it's going to do the job a lot nicer and longer in between intervals. And there's one last item here. Something Ash should have used a long time ago, rubber. Yeah, 40-year-old. It's about the size of it, isn't it? You know what the saying is, short and thick does the trick. Long and thin goes too far in. Usually on bay windows, the fuel tank smell that people get, the petrol smell in the car, is this problem here. If you'll have a look, Ash will come around, and there's a little rubber elbow, and they just crack right on the edge. So when you fill up with it, fuel comes up, runs out, spills out, and you get the smell in the car. So we're going to replace that today.
So is that cracked? Yeah.
Where they crack through here, see where the finger is? So when that's the point of, it's rotten.